Hey everyone, welcome to Print Attack. My name is Juan. Today I'm going to be showing you how you too can create your favorite superheroes and villains with a 3D printer. Would you believe me if I told you that this was a digital file? Let me explain. In the 3D printing world, we use two kinds of softwares, a slicer software and we use a CAD software. The CAD software is to design, while the slicer software helps you break down the CAD code, which is an STL, and translates it to a G code that later on the printer can read. I have a P1P. And one of the perks of having a P1P printer is that I just have to make sure it has filament, which is the hard plastic that is used to make a 2D design to a 3D print, versus other machines, which I would have to check bed temperature and bed leveling, which are both a headache and time consuming. But with the P1P, these problems are not only resolved, but it maintains its high quality during long prints, which is great. But enough talk, let's get to it. So this is the first step of 3D printing. You're gonna use your Fusion 360. Once you're done designing, this is what you do to export it into your slicer. So you go up to the left corner, go to File, go down to Export. You're gonna name your file, Freddy, and you're gonna go down here. You're gonna change Autodesk Fusion 360 to STL files. Once you have the STL file, you just hit Export. So once you go to Downloads on your computer, you just open the file. I'm using Bamboo Studio Slicer, and this is what you should see. This is your slicer. And now you're gonna go to supports. You're gonna say enable support. Here you can change it. You can go from normal to tree supports. I usually do tree supports because it's less filament, so it's less waste. I usually check that on build plate only, because if you do overhangs, it's gonna have a support through the finger or just weird parts, you know, and it's gonna mess up your quality for the print. So I just check build on plates only, put 30 default and hit slice. Now it's slicing the code, breaking it down, and now it's generated the code. You see, these are the organic tree slicers. It's a lot less filament than it would be if it was that normal. Here it's pretty cool because it tells you how long it's gonna take for the inner wall, the outer wall, overhang wall. Like, it gives you a specific times. And here you can also go down, and as you can see, the hand is going down. It's showing you the process of how it works, how it's gonna be printed. And you can see if you're gonna need any extra supports. For say, this finger might need supports, you know, because it's hanging. So it's just those little details that you can get from the slicer. Now you just hit print plate, and if you have an AMS, you can choose the color of your print. All right, so now we just make sure we have some filament inside the AMS and that it's in there. And this is a super important step. I do this with all my prints. I add a little bit of glue to the plate. The reason why I add a little bit of glue to the plate is because a lot of the times the filament won't stick. Even if you get the right temperature, even if you have the right settings, it just won't stick. So I found out the glue, it helps the filament stick and your prints come out perfect. You don't have to worry about the glue messing up your plate. You can just wash it off with dish soap. And now that everything is set, we go back to the printer and we just hit print. We can change the color if you have an AMS. You can select if you want a time lapse, if you want to use the AMS, if you want to have a bed leveling or not, you can decide. So now we just hit send, and now your file is getting downloaded. The AMS is getting the signal, just changing the filament, and the print should start in a couple minutes. And it's ready. This is the final product. Check out the quality. Overall great. Thank you for watching.